So, what a day. May we live in interesting times. So today I'm going to read part 6 of The Magician which is the last essay of Liber Secundus of the Red Book by C.G. Jung, reading from the Reader's Edition, pages 443 to somewhere here, 454, I think, or so. Anyway, it's going to be an exciting session because Dr. Jung has been hanged from the divine tree. And so let me just read the last page or so that led up to this, so you remember where we are from part 5. So I'm going to start reading on page 442. So Dr. Jung is having an active imagination, and he's having a conversation with Salome. And And he says to Salome, "Why are you still crying? You know I can't bear seeing you in tears." Salome says, "I thought you were invulnerable since you possess the black serpent rod." The effect of the rod seems doubtful to me, but in one respect it does help me. At least I do not suffocate, although I have been strung up. The magic rod apparently helps me bear the hanging. Surely a gruesome good deed and aid. Don't you at least want to cut the cord? Salome, how can I? You are hanging too high on the summit of the tree of life, where I cannot reach. Can't you help yourself, you knower of serpent wisdom? Must I go on hanging for long? Salome, until you have devised help for yourself. So at least tell me what you think the crown that the bird of my soul fetched for me from heaven. I'll read that again. So at least tell me what you think of the crown that the bird of my soul fetched for me from heaven. Salome, what are you saying? The crown? You have the crown? Lucky one. What are you complaining about? A hanged king would like to change places with every blessed beggar on the country road who has not been hanged. Salome, the crown, you have the crown. Salome, take pity on me. What is it with the crown? Salome, ecstatic. The crown, you have to be crowned. What blessedness for me and you. Alas, what do you want with the crown? I can't understand it, and I'm suffering unspeakable torment. Salome, cruelly, hang until you understand. So, mind you, Dr. Jung is hanging from the tree of knowledge, which is a metaphor perhaps for the cross. And so he's being crucified, and this is his experience in his own unconscious. So now part 6. I remain silent and hang high above the ground on the swaying branch of the divine tree, for whose sake the original ancestors could not avoid sin. My hands are bound and I am completely helpless, so I hang for 3 days and 3 nights. From where should help come? There sits my bird, the serpent, which has put on her white feathered dress. Bird, we'll fetch help from the clouds trailing above your head when nothing else is of help to us. I, you want to fetch help from the clouds? How is that possible? Bird, I will go and try. The bird swings off like a rising lark, sometimes smaller and smaller. No, the bird swings off like a rising lark, becomes smaller and smaller, and finally disappears in the thick gray veil of clouds covering the sky. My gaze follows her longingly, and I make out nothing more than the endless gray, cloudy sky above me, impenetrably gray, harmoniously gray and unreadable. But the writing on the crown, that is legible. Love never ends. Does that mean eternal hanging? I was not wrong to be suspicious when my bird brought the crown of eternal life, the crown of martyrdom, ominous things that are dangerously ambiguous. I am weary not only of hanging, but of struggling after the immeasurable. The mysterious crown lies far below my feet on the ground, winking gold. I do not hover. No, I hang, or rather worse, I'm hanged between sky and earth, and do not tire of the state of hanging, for I could indulge in it forever. But love never ends. Is it really true? Shall love never end? If this was a blessed message to them, what is it for me? That depends entirely on the notion, an old raven suddenly said, perched on a branch not far from me, awaiting the funeral meal and immersed in philosophizing. Why does it depend entirely on the notion? Raven, on your notion of love and the other. I know, unlucky old bird, you mean heavenly and earthly love. Heavenly love would be utterly beautiful, but we are men, and precisely because we are men, I've set my mind on being a complete and full-fledged man. Raven, you're an ideologue. Dumb raven, begone. There, very close to my face, a branch moves. A black serpent has coiled itself around it and looks at me with a blinding, pearly shimmer of its eyes. Is it not my serpent? Sister and black rod of magic, where do you come from? I thought that I saw you fly to heaven as a bird, and now you are here. Do you bring help? Serpent, I am only my own half. I am not one, but two. I'm the one and the other. I am here only as the serpent-like, the magical. But magic is useless here. I wound myself idly around this branch to await further developments. You can use me in life, but not in hanging. In the worst case, I'm ready to lead you to Hades. I know the way there. A black form condenses before me out of the air. Satan, with a scornful laugh, he calls to me. See what comes from the reconciliation of opposites? Recant, and in a flash you'll be down on the greening earth. I won't recant. I'm not stupid. If such is the outcome of all this, let it be the end. Serpent, where is your inconsistency? Please remember this important rule of the art of life. The fact that I am hanging here is inconsistency enough. I've lived inconsistently ad nauseum. What more do you want? Serpent, perhaps inconsistency in the right place. Stop it. How should I know what the right and wrong places are? Satan, whoever gets on in a sovereign way with the opposites knows left from right. Be quiet, you're an interested party. If only my white bird came back with help. I fear I'm growing weak. Serpent, don't be stupid. Weakness too is a way. Magic makes good the error. Satan, what? You've not yet once had the courage of weakness? You want to become a complete man. Are men strong? I, white bird of mine, I suppose you can't find your way back. Did you get up and leave because you couldn't live with me? Ah, Salome, there she comes. Come to me, Salome. Another night has passed. I didn't hear you cry, but I hung, and I still hang. Salome, I haven't cried anymore, for good fortune and misfortune are balanced in me. My white bird has left and has not yet returned. I know nothing and understand nothing. Does this have to do with the crown? Speak. Salome, what should I say? Ask yourself. I cannot. My brain is like lead. I can only whimper for help. I have no way of knowing whether everything is falling or standing still. My hope is with my white bird. Oh no. Could it be that the bird means the same thing as hanging? Satan, reconciliation of opposites, equal rights for all, follies. I hear a bird chirping. Is that you? Have you come back? Bird, if you love the earth, you are hanged. If you love the sky, you hover. What is earth? What is sky? Bird, everything under you is the earth. Everything above you is the sky. You fly if you strive for what is above you. You are hanged if you strive for what is below you. What is above what is above me? What is beneath me? Okay, I'm sorry. I need to look at the chat. Hi, Art. Good to see you. What is above me? What is beneath me? Bird, above you is what is before and over you. Beneath you is what comes back under you. And the crown, solve the riddle of the crown for me. Bird, the crown and serpent are opposites and are one. Did you not see the serpent that crowned the head of the crucified? What? I don't understand you. Bird, what words did the crown bring you? Love never ends. That is the mystery of the crown and the serpent. But Salome, what should happen to Salome? Bird, you see, Salome is what you see. Fly, and she will grow wings. The clouds part, and the sky is full of the crimson sunset of the completed third day. The sun sinks into the sea, and I glide with it from the top of the tree toward the earth. Softly and peacefully night falls. Fear has befallen me. Whom did you carry to the mountain, you Kabiri? And whom have I sacrificed in you? You have piled me up yourselves, turning me into a tower on inaccessible crags, turning me into my church, my monastery, my place of execution, my prison. I am locked up and condemned within myself. I am my own priest and congregation, judge and judged, God and human sacrifice. What a work you have accomplished, Kabiri. You have given birth to a cruel law from the chaos that cannot be revoked. It is understood and accepted. The completion of the secret operation approaches. What I saw I described in words to the best of my ability. Words are poor, and beauty does not attend them. But is truth beautiful and beauty truth? But is truth beautiful and beauty true? One can speak in beautiful words about love, but about life, and life stands above love. But love is the inescapable mother of life. Life should never be forced into love, but love into life. May love be subject to torment, but not life. As long as love goes pregnant with life, it should be respected. But if it has given birth to life from itself, it has turned into an empty sheath and expires into transience. I speak against the mother who bore me. I separate myself from the bearing womb. I speak no more for the sake of love, but for the sake of life. The word has become heavy for me, and it barely wrestles itself free of the soul. Bronze doors have shut, fires have burned out and sunk into ashes. Wells have been drained, and where there were seas, there is dry land. My tower stands in the desert. Happy is he who can be a hermit in his own desert. He survives. Not the power of the flesh, but of love, should be broken for the sake of life, since life stands above love. A man needs his mother until his life has developed. Then he separates from her, and so life needs love until it has developed. Then it will cut loose from it. The separation of the child from the mother is difficult, but the separation of life from love is harder. Love seeks to have and to hold, but life wants more. Okay. So that's the end of my reading of part 6. Let me just double check how much longer this goes. Okay, there's 10 more pages of Liber Secundus, and it's quite, it gets quite profound. I will go back now and take a look at the footnotes in this part 6, and I'll read you the footnotes. Okay, there's none there. Okay, on page 444, the text reads, I know, unlucky old bird, you mean heavenly and earthly love. And the footnote reads, Swedenborg described heavenly love as loving uses for the sake of uses, or goods for the sake of goods, which a man performs for the church, his country, human society, and a fellow citizen, differentiating it from self-love and love of the world. And that's from a book called Heaven and Its Wonders and Hell, from Things Heard and Seen, translated by J. Rendell, London, Swedenborg Society, 1920, paragraph 554 and following. And then on page 446, the text reads, the clouds part, the sky is full of the crimson sunset of the completed third day. And the footnote reads, in the biblical account of creation, the sea and the land were separated on the third day. On page 447, but truth is beautiful and beauty true. And the footnote reads, John Keats's poem, Ode to a Grecian Urn, ends with these lines, beauty is truth, truth beauty, that is all. Ye know on earth and all you need to know. And then a later text says, I speak against the mother who bore me. I separate myself from the bearing womb. And the footnote reads, in Transformations of Symbols of the Libido, 1912, Jung argued that in the course of psychological development, the individual had to free himself from the figure of the mother as depicted in heroic myths. The battle for deliverance from the mother. Okay, I guess that's all the footnotes for part 6. So I'm going to take a little break, and perhaps in an hour or so I'll try to finish this up because I do want to complete the reading of the Red Book. And even though I do know of Jungian analysts who have never read it, now after the next section, it can never be said of me that I didn't read the Red Book because I've read it on video for all the world to see. So all of you have heard me read it. So I'm going to end the meeting for now and come back maybe in an hour or so.